right, folks, how you doing? Russell, TrueResults303.com. Check out the website, link in the description box, Mind, Body, Spirit, Fitness. Put in the healing back and health. Follow on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Google+. The podcast is out there, links down below. When you're at the website, pick up your free gifts, setting goals, fitness, and nutrition. Coming at you today with a video on how to swim 1.5 miles within 2 months, right? To build yourself up to that. You're a beginner swimmer. What would a beginner swimmer be, in my opinion? A beginner swimmer would be less than 2 months of training, or you haven't swam in years. Because for me, I started swimming 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago, something like that. And before that, the only experience I had in the pool was probably 5 years ago. I decided I didn't want to lift weights anymore. So for like a month and a half, I swam every day for, 4 to 5 days a week for 6 weeks. I swam. And even at that, I was only able to swim 5 or 6 laps at a time. And that was it. I was unable to do anything else. I couldn't go any further. So when I decided to sign up for this half Ironman with my boss, which is a 1.2 mile swim, that was the part I was really nervous about. Now, I've only been training for 2 months. I've still got, it's May, June, July. So I still got 2 months before the race, and I'm already doing 1.8 miles is what I really did, was 1.8, but I only need to be able to do 1.2. Now, of course, open water and things like that is going to make it more difficult, but right now this is what I have done to get me to the 1.5 mile swim within 2 months. That's all I've done. So number one, just start swimming. That's all you need to do. All I did for the first 2 to 3 weeks was I was swimming 3 times a week, 20 minutes. I wasn't concerned with how far I was going or, continuous nonstop laps. I was just swimming. So in reality, I was only doing 2 or 3 times back, and then I'd have to stop. 2 or 3 times back, and then I'd have to stop. But I made sure I was in there 20 minutes. So 1 hour a week was all I needed for those, even up till now, pretty much. Even as long as you're in the pool, 1 hour a week for multiple sessions. So, 2 30-minute sessions, 3 20-minute sessions, you're going to be fine. Next is going to be getting your lungs up and going. So for me, I'm doing running and cycling. So I'm getting a real good workout on my lungs, trying to get back in that cardio shape. Right, so I'm doing 5K. So I would personally suggest, if you're in that triathlete zone, of course, just try to get your 5K going. Speed 5K. Right now, my 5K I just did my personal best last week, which was 24 minutes and 10 seconds, something like that. So once again, it's just getting the lungs pumping, lungs pumping. What I noticed that helped, I think, a lot last week, I did a session where I was sprinting down as fast as I could and then coming back at a really slow pace. For me, it's hard for me to have a slow pace. I usually just swim full out. So I think that helps me that will help you to be able to get used to swimming a little bit slower, because they say if you're swimming lower, getting your full stride in, you're going to be able to swim easier, right? Because they say sometimes the harder you try, the worse it's going to be for you, because you're thrashing around more. One thing I've noticed is trying to keep your legs closer together. For me, I flail a lot, and I tried to swim with that little cushion in between my legs, and that was difficult. It almost kept falling out, but I only did that for 5 minutes. So that's something you might want to try, but it's being conscious of keeping your legs together and not keeping them out, because of course that's going to create less drag. So for me, it's time in the pool, 20 minutes, 3 times a week, 30 minutes once a week. Do that for the first 1 to half month, 1.5 month to 1.5 months. There we go. That's all you need, minimum. Just try to go the distance. Just try to go, right? Then from there, I would say for that next month, you're going to be, from, half a month to 2 months, you're going to be going for a minimum of 30 to 40 minutes nonstop. You should be able to get that there, because during that other time frame, you're building up that stamina, and you should be able to do it. And in this time, you're going to have to start working on your breathing technique. For me, which was easiest, was just every stroke I'm breathing. Stroke, breathing, stroke, breathing. Once I was able to do that and you stop trying to do this stuff and, as many strokes as you can, it was much easier for me to get that distance. So first thing, you're just going to be, every stroke you're going to be breathing, right? And I've mentioned this before in my beginner breathing. Check that one out for a little more detail. But for me, it's here. In, a forceful out through the nose. Pause for a second. Forceful out through the nose. Breathe. Forceful out through the nose. Pause your breath. Forceful out through the nose. Breathe. If you're going, that's going to be the key. Every breath, every stroke will get you down and back. And then yesterday when I did my 1.8 mile swim, it was every 1.5 strokes, which I was here. So it's breathe, forcefully out, pause for a second, and then continually out to here. Forcefully out, pause for a second, continually out, breathe. So I think if you do that, if you get those sprints in where you're going down, breathing super hard, or really fast, that interval speed swim down, nice and slow back, that's going to help your body get used to not having that oxygen and being able to handle the stresses of that swimming. And when I did this 1.8 miles, folks, I was not breathing hard at all by the end. The only reason why I was breathing hard is because that last lap, I was busting hump to get down and back because I wanted to get it a full lap in under 60, or I had to do it in 40 seconds, and to get it in under 60 minutes to get my full lap in, because I didn't want to end on a half lap and then have to go back and it be like 60 minutes and 30 seconds. So you should be able to, if you follow that, focus on at the beginning. Quick recap, if you focus on this, you will be able to do 1.5 miles within 2 to 3 months. Guaranteed, easy, no worries. All right, so number one, for the first 2 to 4 weeks, you're going to be in the pool 20 minutes a day for 3 days a week. That's it, right? In reality, like I said, you want to be working on your running and your and just trying to improve your 5K. Even if you just try to improve your mile, that would probably work. Just trying to run a mile as fast as you can, or a 5K, sorry, not 3K, a 5K as fast as you can, just to get your lungs working, right? So now you're going to go from that 2 to 6 weeks. You're going to be trying to get a minimum of 30 minutes nonstop, continuously, at least trying to get up to 15 to 20 laps without stopping. And after the other one, you should be getting close while still running. Remember, I'm training for a triathlon, so I'm trying to get my lungs used to pumping, and breathing. Then from there on out, in that time frame, you need to be working on your breathing. Every stroke to every stroke, every stroke and a half. Every stroke and a half. And then you're also going to be doing that interval sprint swim down, coasting nice and easy back. Sprinting down, coasting nice and easy back. You do that 2 months, very simple. You will be swimming 1.5 miles guaranteed. If I can do it, you can do it. And once again, remember, swim form, you just want to keep the head back. Nice, gentle kick. Nothing too crazy. But tell you the truth, you should be able to swim 1.5 miles within 2 months. 3 max. 3 max, you should be able to. And like I said, for me, the only experience I had was swimming for 1 to 2 months 5 years ago. Other than that, I had no swim experience at all. So you should be able to do it. So once again, thank you for tuning in. I have those videos on breathing properly. I also have a vlog on what I'm doing every week up to my Ironman. So you can follow along and see what I'm doing for my routine if you want. And once again, don't forget that I'm also a personal trainer, so there's other fitness, exercise videos on here, spirituality, Christianity, motivational, nutritional, all these different things that will help you get in shape and just become a better person all around. So don't forget to follow on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Google+. The podcast is out there. Subscribe to this channel, share and like these videos.